What's going on, everyone? Welcome to No Brainer MMA. Going to be going over UFC 285. John Jones, Ciryl Gane. He's back, people. He's back, ladies and gentlemen. It's fucking dirtbag. Yeah, I'm just gonna get right into it. People are just. I don't know if I've seen one person that is siding with Ciryl Gane in this fight, and rightfully so. I really don't see it happening either. But everyone, you ask any person, everyone is all in on John Jones, and who opened actually as an underdog. So the bookmakers think that Ciryl Gane should be the favorite in this, and it's already I think a minus 175 on FanDuel for John Jones. It went from like a plus 110 minus 175. It's just going to keep getting bigger. He might reach a minus 250 by the end of the week. It just keeps bloating every single day. And oh, speaking of bloat, pictures of John Jones. Looks like they just took his body out of the East River. He's fucking bloated. Yeah, it looks like he's got gravy pulsing through his veins. But we're gonna get right into the breakdown of this. John Jones, who arguably is the greatest fighter that we've ever seen. He has 14 total title wins. Hasn't competed in over 3 years. I know everyone knows this. He's actually been to jail more recently than he's stepped foot in an octagon. He may be the greatest, like I said, most successful fighter of all time. And when most people think of John Jones, they think that he's just untouchable. Um, and rightfully so. The only time he lost was because of a DQ for beating up a guy too bad. So, it makes sense. For argument's sake, let's just take a look at John Jones' later career. In particularly the post USADA era starting in 2016. In 2016, Jones was scheduled to fight Daniel Cormier at UFC 200. He popped for two different bad substances and was suspended for a year. Maintained his innocence, whatever. Obviously, he's a compulsive liar. Um, and it very well could have been a tainted supplement. It's his first time, getting popped or whatever. A year later, for UFC 214, Jones popped again for bad substances. This time, anabolic steroids, not necessarily a good look, but they found it in his supplement. They found this anabolic steroid. I don't know the name of it. They found it in his supplement. First off, how tough is it to put whatever you were taking in a supplement and like tell, oh look, it might be in here. Try, like, I think it's pretty easy to just like be like, oh no, that was a tainted supplement. Um, and I got proof. This supplement I have, this C4 that I have, um, yeah, it's got anabolic steroids in it. Who would have guessed? He was supposed to be suspended for 14 months. The time was reduced because of, like, they checked the supplement. They found the same thing. I feel like I'm a broken record. Then again, UFC 232, he popped. This time it's that whole picogram fiasco. And it's just kind of hard to believe that, it wasn't his fault all, like, for any of these times. Like, it's hard to believe that he wasn't taking something.
Wasn't me. Saw me kissing on the sofa. It wasn't me. I even had her in the shower. It wasn't me. She even caught me on camera.
And also, just coincidentally, after this whole post USADA error, he had some of the worst performances of his entire career. He had a split decision Thiago Santos snoozer fight. Then, in my opinion, and the opinion of I think a lot of other fans, he did lose that fight, his last fight at 205 against Dominic Reyes. I think a lot of people saw him lose. And Jones's excuse was, he wasn't motivated. He wasn't, whatever. More excuses. And by this point in his career, after all the shit, after being into jail 5 times, after popping 3 times, after, denying all of it, he still has a fan base. Like, John Jones fanboys are just blinded by the light, wrapped up like a deuce. It's really, it's kind of pathetic at this point.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Then he takes time off, moves up. Now, if you don't think he was juicing during that 2.5-year period of time out of the USADA testing pool, then I got nothing to say. But that being said, everyone, like, he might be a piece of shit of a person, but he is just so good. His dynamic striking just kind of like all like just unpredictability. And his wrestling kind of gets overshadowed. People don't talk about that enough, and that's going to be the biggest thing in this fight. He's going to be taking on Ciryl Gane, whose only loss is coming from the former champ Francis Ngannou in a close 47-48 fight. And he put on a great performance, actually. Gane was actually winning on the scorecards in the first 2 rounds, one-sidedly. He won the first 2 rounds against possibly the greatest heavyweight of all time. So that's a big achievement right there. But Francis started grappling with Gane starting in the 3rd round, and the rest was just history. Gane did not have an answer for Francis's grappling. And Francis, he's not a grappler. So the fact that this guy was just able to ragdoll Gane around with his grappling, I can't imagine what Jones is going to do with his, because he's like 10 times, if not more, better than Francis Ngannou in that in grappling. Ciryl Gane, he's a Muay Thai technician. He's super quick, light on his feet, like a middleweight, but packs the punch of a heavyweight. Striking's crisp. He's got tremendous kicks. The fact that he's just one-sided and lacks these grappling skills that these other top contenders possess is just a real big game changer. And like I said, John Jones is a great grappler. Jones outgrappled some of the best wrestlers in all of MMA, including guys like DC, Glover Teixeira. Jones made it look easy in both those fights. And those are some of the best grapplers that we've seen in the UFC ever. He's not a good guy, but damn it if he's not a skilled fighter. And Francis already laid the blueprint to beat Gane. And who Francis, not a good grappler, like I said before. He was still able to take down Gane 4 times, had over 8 minutes of control time. And I really just think that's what this fight comes down to. So I'm going to be siding with almost everyone in this one. I'm going to be going with John Jones in his heavyweight debut.